Nobody noticed it at first. While the league was busy obsessing over blockbuster trades, aging superstars, and flashy off-season workouts, something was quietly brewing in San Antonio. Not loud, not flashy, not front-page news, but methodical, surgical, inevitable. The Spurs, once dismissed as a relic of the past, were rebuilding something no one was ready for: a new dynasty. At the center of this silent revolution stands a figure who doesn't just break the mold, he melts it down, reshapes it, and towers above it. 7 feet 4 inches of controlled chaos, an 8-foot wingspan, the balance of a dancer, the touch of a sniper, the instincts of a veteran. His name? Victor Wembanyama. And if you're still underestimating him, you haven't been paying attention. He wasn't supposed to be this good this fast, but from his first game it was clear. This wasn't just a talented rookie. This was something different, something terrifying. He moved like a guard, blocked shots like prime Mutombo, and hit threes with the confidence of a seasoned shooter. The NBA has never seen a player quite like this, not just in build, but in presence. You don't watch Wemby play, you watch him rewrite the rules of what basketball is supposed to be. But here's the part that should scare every front office in the league. Victor isn't alone. Because the Spurs haven't just drafted a generational player, they've assembled an army around him. And they've done it the Spurs way, quietly, intentionally, and with chilling precision. Victor Wembanyama didn't just walk into the NBA, he stormed in. Not with arrogance, not with bravado, but with quiet, terrifying dominance. From the first tip-off, defenders were confused, coaches were scrambling, and analysts, they were running out of words. How do you describe a player that looks like a center, moves like a guard, and shoots like a small forward but plays like all three at once? In his rookie season, he wasn't just impressive, he was already elite. 24 points per game, 11 rebounds, nearly 4 blocks, unanimous Rookie of the Year, and a spot on the All-Defensive First Team. Not bad for a teenager still adjusting to the American game. And now, he's added 30 pounds of muscle to that alien frame. He's stronger, he's meaner, and somehow, impossibly, he's better. Wemby's three-point shot, once considered a bonus, is now a legitimate weapon. He's shooting nearly 37% from beyond the arc, with a release so high defenders don't even bother jumping. His mechanics are smooth, his footwork is polished, and his confidence? Unshakable. NBA scouts are whispering the unthinkable, that his shooting may one day rival Kevin Durant's. Think about that, a 7'4" KD with better defense. But stats alone don't explain him, because what Victor brings to the floor goes beyond numbers. He is space. Steph Curry creates it with movement, Kevin Durant uses height and elevation, LeBron uses power, but Victor? He doesn't just manipulate space, he is space. His presence changes everything. Sag off him and he'll bury a jumper. Crowd him and he'll glide past you with 2 steps that cover half the court. He doesn't need a screen, he doesn't need a play called, one dribble, one stride, and he's at the rim. It's not just unprecedented, it's unfair. And yet, what the league doesn't fully grasp is that the Spurs didn't stop with Wemby. They've quietly drafted his perfect co-stars, players who don't just complement him, they complete him. While the spotlight remains firmly fixed on Wembanyama, those who've been paying attention know the Spurs' real trick isn't just having a superstar. It's pairing him with a point guard who plays like he was built in a lab for Victor. Dylan Harper, 2nd overall pick, 6'6", left-handed, and absolutely unbothered by pressure. He's not flashy, he's not loud, he doesn't care about mixtapes or highlight reels. Harper is a surgeon, a cold-blooded tactician who slices defenses apart without raising his voice or his heart rate. You give him a screen, he'll manipulate the angle. You give him a mismatch, he'll punish it with precision. You try to trap him, he slows down, waits, and makes you look like you're chasing shadows. This is the kind of point guard the Spurs haven't had since Tony Parker, but with a body built for the modern game. Bigger, stronger, more versatile, and already more poised than most veterans. He's not trying to be the hero, he's trying to be the engine, the one who makes everyone else better. And with Wemby, he doesn't need to force anything. Just get him the ball, high, low, or on the move, and let the alien do the rest. But Harper isn't just a passer. He's a threat in his own right. He's got a deadly mid-range game, can finish through contact, and his three-point shot, it's smooth, unhurried, and confident. He's the son of Ron Harper, a 5-time NBA champion. He's been groomed for this stage his whole life. He walks into the arena with the posture of someone who already knows how this story ends. And here's what's terrifying. He's barely scratched the surface. When Harper and Wemby share the floor, the game slows down for the Spurs, but speeds up for everyone else. Because they don't need to sprint. They don't need to overwhelm you with chaos. They just control. possession by possession, action by action, no wasted movement, no wasted shots, just relentless, suffocating efficiency. Harper is the brain, Wemby is the body, and together, they're building something that looks a lot like inevitability. But it gets worse. Because the Spurs didn't stop at one perfect pairing. They added a wild card, a weapon, a defender who wants nothing more than to ruin your night. And his name is Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant wasn't supposed to fall to 14, not by a long shot. But as the lottery unfolded and front offices second-guessed themselves, the Spurs sat back, waited, patient, calculated, because they saw what others didn't. Not just a player, but a culture fit, a fire starter, a defender with instincts you can't teach, and a chip on his shoulder the size of Texas. Bryant walks into games like a storm cloud. Quiet at first, then suddenly everywhere. He'll block your shot at the rim, recover, and pick your pocket on the same possession. His lateral movement looks like it was ripped from a video game. His wingspan makes passing lanes disappear. And when he jumps, it's not just vertical, it's violent. Rejections that send the ball into the third row. Momentum-shifting chaos that makes home crowds explode and opposing coaches bury their heads in their hands. He's 19, but plays like he's been waiting 19 years just to humiliate the player in front of him. And while the defense is already elite, it's the offense that hints at something bigger. Bryant's jumper is smooth, effortless even. He doesn't force shots. He spaces the floor, makes the extra pass, cuts hard, crashes the boards, does all the little things. And in San Antonio, those little things matter. Because this isn't a team where you come in and get 20 shots a night. This is a system, a machine, one that rewards intelligence, selflessness, and effort. And Carter Bryant checks every box. His motor never stops. His focus never wavers. And his upside? It might just be all defense, all-star, and something more. In most organizations, Bryant would be buried behind veterans or thrown into chaos with no guidance. But this is the Spurs, the player development gods, the franchise that turned unknowns into Hall of Famers, that molded raw talent into legends. And Bryant, he's not just moldable, he's eager, hungry, ready to learn and destroy at the same time. When he steps on the court with Wemby and Harper, it feels unfair. 3 players under 21, all unselfish, all dangerous, all perfectly balanced. And yet, even that trio doesn't complete the puzzle. Because behind them comes a player so ruthless on defense, so cold in the clutch, that he might be the secret weapon no one's talking about. Stephon Castle. And once you understand what he brings, you'll realize the league has even more to fear. There's something different about Stephon Castle, always has been. He doesn't scream for attention, he doesn't chase the spotlight, but the moment the game tightens, the moment it gets ugly, that's when Castle comes alive. He doesn't play for stats, he plays for moments, big ones. Defensive stands, clutch buckets, silent leadership that says, follow me or get left behind. Stephon Castle isn't just another rising star. He's the connective tissue, the switchable defender who doesn't care who he's guarding, a shifty point, a bruising forward, or a future Hall of Famer. He's going to get in their jersey, stay in their head, and take the life out of their rhythm. That's his gift, disruption, relentless, uncomfortable disruption.